Hey y'all, it's Shark Scrapper. Let's take a look at my shelf of interesting things and pick what's next to dive into. Yeah, those are kind of interesting. And we've done a bunch of these before, and I have no idea what this is. Oh, let's do these. Yeah, let's go ahead and do one of these. Well, we're gonna do both of them, but let's see what's inside one of them. So it's a ZyXEL USG 40 Unified Security Gateway. Oh, okay, so this would have been from a security system. Cool. All right, let's dive into it. Put you out of the way. These were just the power supplies. Sometimes fat plugs like this can go in with transformers. In this case, it's very, very light, so I seriously doubt that there's anything of great value in there. Tiny little transformer, probably. I'm just going to pull the brass plugs off so you can see when you twist it off, there's brass there. And that one is kind of a security kind of plug, weird looking thing there. Anyway, the rest of this will go in with my small metal bits. Your yard may have a category for fat plugs. You want to check on that. And number 2 insulated wire. Here's a little bit of brass. All right, now, screws, where are you? How was that for being sneaky? I opened it up without revealing anything. Yeah, really good, Shark. Really cool. All right, so, well, this board has some really good potential. Let's get it out of here and see what we're dealing with. Did you notice that there's a screw underneath of the heatsink, but they put a hole in the heatsink so that you can access the screw? A lot of times they end up hiding these things, the little buggers, and you can't figure out why the board isn't coming out. All right, so just a little similar shred. I'm pretty sure that's a shred case, yeah. So that's just going to be shred steel. All right, let's get these light paths off of here. So you can see there's little diode LED lights there, and the LED light comes up through this light path so that you can see the lights blinking. Pop this heatsink off. I recommend you put your hand over the heatsink before you pop it up like that, because these little things can go flying all over the place. Aluminum heatsink. Oh, look at that. A big old gold cornered BGA on this. Sweet. Come off of there, battery. All right, so what we have here is gold cornered BGA, a bunch of other BGAs. These are not ICs, don't get excited. Those are not great big ICs. MLCCs down in there. More MLCC, a gold edge crystal oscillator. On the back, we have loads more MLCCs back here, more ICs. So, peripheral high-grade board, easy. Nobody doubt it. Since about a third of you are watching this on a mobile device, let's zoom in and take a look at some of these components in a little more detail. Here is the big obvious gold cornered BGA. Then we have the other BGAs, ball grid array components around here. Then we have MLCC down here. And then over here is the gold edge crystal oscillator that I was talking about. This other one, so this is still the same system, but this one's had gold-plated connector pins on the back. So I just loosened up the nut, and now the nut can spin by my thumb. And we have a little bit of gold-plated, there you go, a little bit of gold-plated material here to put in. I keep this stuff because someday I might actually do some refining on it. And if I don't, then I can always send it off to one of my friends that does it, like Scrapping Irish, who's salivating right now, or electronic scrap, or somebody like that. Now in this one, we can very clearly see these Wi-Fi connectors that were not in that other board. In fact, here's the other board. That's where the Wi-Fi card would have been, and it was not on this board. This one, exact same board, but it has a Wi-Fi board right there. So that just adds a little bit more oomphy to the value of this. And don't forget, when you're collecting up your gold-plated material, this, and then the end of the wire was gold-plated connector as well. So it's always an interesting question when you get this Wi-Fi card, and let me show you why. One thing you can do is leave it on the board as extra weight for a peripheral high grade, but you see when you pull it off, it's got gold fingers. And there's lots of gold enig on it. If you're going to throw this in with your gold finger cards, remove this shield. It's easy enough to do. They usually pop right off. You can even pull off the rest of the little metal frame that's on it. This is just being fair to either board sort or whoever you sell these to keep the material as clean and high grade as possible, because board sort pays you a lot of money for gold finger cards, so you want to be straight up with them. Now I know that some of you mighty shiver are saying to yourself already, now wait a minute, what's the math here? If I pull this off and I take off that shield, yeah, I can sell it as a gold finger card, but it weighs less. Have I actually lost value for if I had just left it on the board as a peripheral high grade board? And to be perfectly honest with you, I haven't done the math yet, because I would need to accumulate quite a few of these so that there's enough weight to make it statistically meaningful. And I'm just not going to do that. Well, it looks like it's time for me to get a box of peripheral high grade put together and send off to board sort. So while I'm working on that, why don't you watch either that video or that video? Then you know this round one in the middle? That's to help you to subscribe, so you don't miss a single episode of Shark Scrapper. We'll see you on the next one.